Today I'm going to tell you guys a story. Now most of the time when I spin a yarn on this channel, I have to pull a thread from way back in the tapestry of my life because my life over the past couple years just been kind of boring and sad mostly. But way back in the day, I was a dapper D'Artagnan. I got up to some heinous hijinks. I got up to some crazy shit back in the day. I was like a really socially inept D'Artagnan because I lifted weights and I took care of myself, but I had no ability when it came to talking to women, and it was bad. It was really, really bad. Thank God most people are only interested in things that are skin deep, because otherwise, it was... I mean, most of the women had the grace to just laugh in my face, maybe spit on me or something, but some of them would actually like try to engage me in conversation. That was just a bad move for both of us. It left both of us feeling like worse people. And when I say bad, I mean I would go up to the bar or at parties and I would try to make small talk with chicks and just fail miserably. I'd come up with real banger opening lines like, "Oh, you got some nice hair on you there. You hear about that chick on the news that ate all of her hair and it turned to a congealed ball in your stomach? Oh, well, you've got really nice hair. I don't eat hair, though, and I'm sure you don't eat." Or like, "Oh, those some nice shoes you got on your feet there. I don't like feet, though. I'm not saying I like feet. I'm not weird." And I go on for about 20 minutes about all the different ways that I didn't understand social cues or just wasn't tactful in conversation whatsoever. I was about as good at conversation as a man coming out of the Ozarks for the first time in 20 years, but that's not what this video is about. The reason I'm telling you all of this is because recently I was looking at an app called Tinder. Now I know that Tinder is the one-night stand app, I know that, but I thought it'd be a good way to kind of get back in the game and just make myself feel good, because a lot of weirdos are on there, really weird people, not normal people like me that talk to strangers on the internet and play video games all day, No, these fucking freakazoids that go outside and got hugs from their parents when they were kids, just really weird. And I also really enjoy John Wick. I fucking love John Wick, but I don't have the first movie. I love John Wick so much, if I have a son, his name is going to be John Wick and then his other two names. Matter of fact, I might not even give him his other two names, it might just be John Wick. On my gravestone, I want a statue of John Wick with a finger pointing up saying, "Hey, this guy liked this movie." Something really poignant that says something about me as a man and what I enjoyed in my life. But I don't have the first John Wick movie, which is just a crime against humanity itself. And I thought I'd try to kill two birds with one stone. I would go on Tinder and be Tampa's most sad bachelor and say, "I'm only interested in John Wick." I made it very clear in my bio that I only wanted to watch the movie. I didn't care about sex, I didn't care about cuddling, none of that. I don't care. I just want to watch John Wick. And I said with somebody, so it doesn't seem like I'm going to murder them in their own home. So sure enough, I put a picture of myself on Twitter with all of my Macho Man paraphernalia and a pair of Pit Viper sunglasses attached to my shirt, and I got a bunch of matches almost immediately. And that really did a lot for the self-esteem. That really made me feel good, at least until I looked at who was trying to match with me, and then I just felt like scum of the earth. I couldn't believe what I was doing. But I eventually found someone who claimed that they actually had a copy of John Wick, so I hopped in the Batmobile and scootered on over to her house, and I met up with her. Really pretty chick. I mean, she was super nice, and she did not deserve the I don't even know how to put it, just the social smog that is your boy Skid that was about to enter her home. I went to her home, found the DVD player, and asked, "Where's John Wick?" I mean, like I was a Terminator. Like I was trying to find John Connor, and she's just like, "It's right there." I was like, "Alright, let's watch it." I was trying to get right to the point. I didn't want to get any feelings for this woman. I didn't want her to feel for me. I just wanted to watch the movie. And so we find that we pop that bad boy in the DVD player and we sit down, we start watching John Wick. And it was going pretty good until about 20 minutes in, she started to kind of nudge a little bit closer to me, try and sneak a little hand over on my thigh. And I had to keep on, like, readjusting myself like I was being eaten alive on the inside by maggots or something. Like, I'd raise my knees up, maybe, get up, man, ooh, stretch, pop my arms and whatever, just to, kind of get her off of me for a second. And that went pretty well for about an hour and a half. We were getting pretty into the movie. I think we got to the point where John's just about to get his revenge, and she said something like, "What is this?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" She goes, "Are you seriously just here to watch John Wick with me?" And that made me feel pretty guilty. But to be fair, I told her in the bio and in conversation I only really wanted to watch John Wick. I don't know if she thought I was playing coy or what I was doing, but I was completely honest about my intents. And I said, "Yeah, I'm here to watch John Wick. That's why I came over here." And she's like, fucking incredible. Just the way she said it just kind of drugged me down, just put me down into the dregs of what a human can feel. But I still wanted to watch John Wick, so I was like, okay, yeah, so we gotta keep watching the movie, just really making her feel good about the decision she's made today. And she goes, okay. She goes, I'll make you a deal. You can have the stupid fucking movie if you just finish me off really quickly. She goes, I'm already close, just from you being here. I just need a little bit, and you can just take the fucking movie and go. And so I thought about it. I kind of took inventory of who I am as a human being, really looked at myself deeply, and said, okay, two things. One, you never insult John Wick in front of me. That's like taking my family blade and throwing it into the dirt or something. Or just like taking a portrait of my grandfather and wiping your ass with it. You do not insult John Wick in front of me. And then immediately after that, I was like, okay, yeah, sure. No, what happened next was probably the most cringy case of two people trying to copulate that the planet has ever seen before. It went about as smooth as a 747 trying to land on a two-lane road. Because back in my day when I was in high school, I used to be able to make people dampen their trousers fairly easily. I used to make ladies water their bed sheets on a regular basis. It was no big deal. But it's been a really long time. And on top of that, it's just, it's awkward already. And so I get down there to do my dirty work, clean the dishes, really just go to town. And so I put some trust funds into a ham wallet and things are going good. And out of the corner of my left eye, my peripherals, I see some filamentous biomaterial coming out of a mole on her left thigh, which immediately makes my throat seize up, my eyes start to water, I get that taste of stomach acid, and I gag on this woman's vagina. She probably thought I was about to puke back inside of her. I can't imagine what a terrifying thought it must have been. It must have been like an alien was trying to, like, lay an egg inside her or something. But, you know what, like I said, I put on my big boy Pampers, I pulled up my socks, and I got through it. So I did my dirty work. She was probably not satisfied if I had to guess. And, I got John Wick. I said, well, thank you for the fine afternoon, madam. I tipped my invisible fedora. I walked to the door and she said, thanks for the great evening. And then she rolled her eyes at me. I didn't know what to say, so I went, you too. And then I hopped back into the Batmobile, scootered on back to the Batcave to tell Alfred all about my hijinks. And I now have John Wick on DVD, which I'm going to go watch after this video's done editing. So, yeah, that's my story. Later.